Gina Carano destroys Disney. Welcome back. Thank you for being here. Appreciate your support. Do me a favor if you're enjoying the content, smash that like button, subscribe to the channel. It really helps tremendously with YouTube. So, as many of you may know, Gina Carano was fired for some rather harmless tweets by Disney because Disney was in full on 100% woke mode at the time. They had their buddy Pedro Pascal, with his just comparing anyone he disagree with to, the typical word that they like to use. And then Gina during the beer bug stuff talked about how it was very similar to Germany at that time in terms of the way the people were treated. It was, if you understood what she meant, it was very innocuous and making a very good point because there was a whole lot of censorship going on. I think everyone knows that. I don't want to go too deep into that. That is not the point of this. But because of that, Gina Carano was fired from The Mandalorian. It was basically blackballed from Hollywood. And her character, Cara Dune, was extremely popular. It was really, I don't know, she had been working for a while, of course, but it was really sort of a breakout role for Gina Carano, and a lot of people loved her character. She got a lot of new fans. Now, I have been a Gina Carano fan for a long, long time, to put that out there, before she ever touched acting, because I was always into MMA and UFC and all that. So I was a fan of her as a fighter. By the way, if The Mandalorian is what brought you Gina to your attention, go check out Haywire. I believe it was, if not her first film, definitely her first leading role. It's a just a solid action spy thriller movie. It's got a lot of names you will recognize. I mean, she got herself a fantastic supporting cast. She had a incredible fight scene with Michael Fassbender as well in there. Michael Douglas is in it. Channing Tatum's in it. But it's solid if you haven't seen it. Daughter of the Wolf also, that's something else you can go see. But then, of course, after that, so that was obviously a life-changing thing for Gina. It was a struggle for Gina, of course. I don't think any of us can really truly understand what she went through. And then I forget how long it's been now. It's all kind of a blur. But then, Elon Musk got involved because she was fired from Disney because of her post on X, and he funded her lawsuit. Because for those that don't know, companies like Disney get away with this stuff because it's the little guy that gets punished, and it would take a lot of money for Gina Carano and, of course, the time we know to file a lawsuit and go through all that with Disney and everything that would happen when Disney basically has limitless resources to tie all this up in court. As you can see, Gina Carano, Disney, and Lucasfilm have reached a settlement in a wrongful termination discrimination case. And I think it's down further, but I think I already separated. This is kind of wild that this from Disney. Miss Carano was always well respected by her directors, co-stars, and staff, and she worked hard to perfect her craft while treating her colleagues with kindness and respect. Does that sound like someone you want to fire? It doesn't to me. With this lawsuit concluded, we look forward to identifying opportunities to work together with Miss Carano in the near future. That is absolutely wild. For anyone who's been paying attention to this, for Disney to have to put that out there is absolutely crazy to me. Now, I want to address one other thing because Gina Carano's gotten a little bit of backlash from people who wanted to see this to go all the way, because they wanted the discovery to happen, because they wanted to see what those at Disney, what those at Lucasfilm were saying behind the scenes, which I completely get. I completely understand. They're kind of like, this kind of lets Disney off the hook. And I get it. I would love to see that stuff as well. The fact that Disney settled tells you that they did not want to go through the discovery process. But look, we can't imagine that the drain and the stress this has put on Gina Carano for this to have happened, and what it did to her career, at a point where she thought, hey, you know what? This is really, really good for me. People love this character. It could lead to bigger and better things as well, and other opportunities. And then it was all gone in the flash. For looking back, really was was not much when you look at what a lot of other people working for Disney have put out there, which I think is part of the problem and why Disney ended up settling. We saw John Boyega, just the things he said about Star Wars fans who were actually defending his character. And we could go on and on about some of the people at Lucasfilm. Every time they come out with something that doesn't do well, it's, the fans are this ist or that phobe and on and on and on. So I think it was great to see. We had, is this, I think this was Gina. This was actually not long, I think a few hours before that came out, and The Truth Shall Set You Free. So she obviously knew it was all wrapped up and it was coming. And of course, she got nothing but a whole lot of support on here. Congratulations, Gina. Uh, I don't know what that is. Did you ever win the lawsuit? And interesting, because that's obviously what this is about. So I think this is good for her. It's definitely a win. Again, I would love to see the Discovery stuff too, but I'm not in Gina Carano's shoes. Obviously, what was ended up was offered from Disney to settle was something they felt was worth taking, and that is Gina's decision and Gina's alone. And I don't know about that. Oh, we look forward to working with her in the future stuff. I don't know if that's ever going to happen. I know a lot of people are like, oh, maybe she'll be, Cara Dune again, because right, it's probably already written. But if they're doing it, they keep talking about that movie. But anyway, I'm going to leave it there. I thought this was really good. I think this was a great sign for people who want to get back to seeing well written movies with good characters, that maybe this is Disney's partial admission, at least, that they're moving away from all of the nonsense we've seen in the last 10 years or so. But let me know your thoughts on all of this in the comments below. Thank you so much for checking this out. Do me a favor and smash that like button, subscribe to the channel if you are enjoying the content. Go have a fantastic day. I will talk to you later.